online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
See a little sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles to the Love Shack. Love Shack, baby, What up, AfterBuzzers? I'm Uncle. There we go. It's your boy DJ Jesse Janedy here in studio for MTV's Battle of the Exes, the challenge. We didn't know what intro song to start with, so we wanted to give you a little throwback right there. I'm joined in studio by Nicolette Sensei Don't Play Gaona.
What's up?
Miss Roxy Striar.
Hello.
Hey, and I seen y'all was all up in the chat room chatting away.
You were in Love Shack.
I'm feeling really like groovy right now.
Yeah, baby.
It's because of the jacket.
I'm feeling so groovy,
Your Austin
baby.
Powers groovy.
My English
Please
is
Try not to spit it out.
Right. Say it, don't spray it. All right, Lovers in the Dark. Woo! All right, there was some tea up in this bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
so much tease, so much turns and twists and
Yeah, we're getting to the end here. I wasn't even realizing how close we were.
Feeling really, because I'm sitting here like, we have another episode left to go?
we have like a couple actually.
I know. I'm just like, I thought this was going to be the final challenge.
I
like,
mean, right.
Well, it's because I feel like when we usually start the real world, then we start the challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're usually different seasons, but they're like the same amount of time. And you guys are finishing up with the real world right now, but the challenge is still
going.
going. Still
trucking.
kicking on. And I got to say, these last episodes seem to be kind of interesting. Tonight took a damn turn.
I have really mixed
the
feelings
better.
about it.
Well,
It's like
Let's get into it.
just when I feel like I'm liking one couple and then I'm liking the other ones.
who are you going to go with next?
I don't know. I feel
All
torn
my
up.
couples are going in the right direction.
All my couples are. I'm happy where we go.
All right, excuse me. Were you not the biggest West Teresa fan out there?
Well, no.
Are they going in the right direction, or did they go the fuck home?
They went the direction they needed to.
Right, they needed to leave the door. I mean, I love Wes and everything, and I wish it would have been the other way around. I wish they would still be in the game. But my other ones, Leroy and Naya, you guys,
I can't even
are doing
believe.
your thing.
Well, let's talk about Naya versus Nani. Obviously, last time during Deliberation, Naya says Sarah doesn't want to compete, and then Jordan starts saying, well, don't say she don't want to compete because you're the one that quit. And so it's almost like he's saying, you quit, that's why we're putting you up here. That's not why you put them up there.
Right.
Like, let's keep it real. You know what I mean? Like, let's not make fake storylines here.
Unless you were going to go with that storyline, which you could have, but you already said that's not why you put them up there.
Right.
Here's the thing. Money. You're in this because it's a game. Money. I don't understand why the fuck Naya's freaking out at everybody. You jumped off. You didn't even do the competition because you jumped off, and so did your freaking partner. Leroy, I love you, but you also jumped off. So then you guys get thrown in, you're pissed, la-di-da, and instead you're going to be like, Nani, you're a cum-guzzling slut. Nani didn't even throw you in there.
You know, I mean, she just took it very personal.
Yeah, real.
And she just
Yeah.
went the left turn.
She took it real personal, so instead she starts throwing out other personal accusations, which is fine, whatever, I get it. She was butthurt, so she was like throwing out all this shit, but it just really bothered me because I feel like nobody is saying what they actually would have done. Naya's like, I never would have actually done that. I think you would have. I think you and Leroy would have been smart enough to throw the other people under the bus. And now, when it comes down, we'll get to that point.
Yeah, I do think. I mean, at the end of the day, I think. Well, I want to say that about Naya.
Right.
Leroy, I think, would be like, no, we got to keep Bananas. But I feel like Nia would be like, that's stupid. Put Bananas in
He didn't
Nani.
keep Bananas, but he would have thrown Jordan and Sarah.
First of all,
in.
I feel like Leroy and Nia would have thrown Jay and Jenna in. Like, let's be real.
I do think
No
that.
way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yes,
Are you
way.
kidding me? If
Yes,
Bananas
way.
said
they have a deal
No.
with Wes undertone, whatever.
Yeah,
It's
so they
not
would have
said.
wanted to
They
protect-
went-
No way.
They would have protected them, and they would have put in Jay and Jenna.
No, period.
Hands down.
Bananas would have
period.
said, you can't throw them in. They're the weakest link. Throw in Jordan and Sarah, and they would have thrown in Jordan and Sarah.
But Nia and Leroy don't give a fuck about.
Yes, they
like,
do.
Leroy
they
does.
like to compete. Like, they both like to compete.
That's what
okay,
they're
Leroy
saying.
a little bit.
No,
but
here,
money
okay, wait,
more.
but like I said last week, the only reason why I do believe that he would have put Jay and Jenna is because when they went to go sit with Jay and Jenna, Leroy was really shocked. Like, he was like, oh shoot, like I didn't even think like it was gonna go this way. Like, Leroy seemed like he was very genuine about that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only reason I could see it. I can see it both ways, but I don't know. I would like to think that that's the way it was going with Leroy.
Right.
But so then we see Leroy talking to Bananas. Bananas is talking shit about Nia, talking about that's not good business. And Leroy's just sitting there like, dude, you've clearly never dated a black girl before, so you clearly don't even know what the situation is. I'm going to let her run and finish whatever she's saying, and then I'll have the
He was
conversation.
awesome. He completely rocked it. He
I
knew
love
exactly
it.
how to deal with her.
Like, he definitely, I was like seeing a little bit of Leroy's side where I was
Daddy.
like turned up a little bit. It's like, okay, Leroy.
Yeah, I feel that totally.
Okay.
No, completely. He handled that situation really well at that point. And even when Nia was pissed and even after the whole thing, and she's getting mad at Bananas, and he looks at her and was like, he didn't throw us in. Like, that's not what happened, so chill out.
Sarah says she's here to win money, and
Duh.
well,
But if you think about it, Nani was kind of like going at Nia a little bit.
oh, during the argument? Oh, yeah, for sure.
Here's the problem with these games, though, that people don't keep in mind, and it's why it's unlike The Amazing Race, Survivor, any of those other shows where usually, unless there's an All-Stars or whatever, you can screw anyone over and it only is going to matter for that one season. These shows, they reuse all the exact same people. So it's like, in this position, if you are going to make an enemy, they're going to be your enemy next season, and the season after that, and the season after that. Not always, but a lot.
No,
Depending-
earlier in
yeah.
the show, I could see that. Not this specific season, but earlier in the show, the challenge, I could see that. But now things are changing. We're not seeing the same people get called in. New alliances are forming.
Well, that's because there's not that many
give a
vets
fuck about
left.
y'all.
There's really not that many vets left, which is why people like Bananas are making alliances with people like Jordan. But that being said, if Sarah's gonna screw over Bananas at this point, you don't think he's gonna remember that next time?
You
But
know
she's been
what?
screwed over how many
Exactly.
times?
And I'm
Absolutely.
sure he screwed her over.
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying? There had to be a point where, you know what? Sorry, vets, we're taking control now. Like, y'all have been weeded out, you know?
Because guess what's going to happen next
I
season?
think Sarah's a
It's
vet.
how many years
Oh, for
later?
sure.
How many years later? Like,
No, I just see next season Sarah and Bananas going in, and Bananas running around. Everyone like, no, Sarah's a snake. Did you see what she did to me last year? And everyone's gonna be like, okay, well, let's look at the past 5 seasons of you,
right.
because you know he's a strong competitor, but at the same time he plays the political game.
Right.
Listen, when we get to what Sarah did at the end, then I'll tell you how I'm feeling.
So we get to the dome. It's
Stay tuned.
Hall brawl. Wes and Teresa versus Leroy and Nia.
They could not.
Wes and Teresa's faces.
Leroy and I couldn't have asked for a better game here.
Seriously.
I mean, this was made for Leroy to house Wes.
And Nia.
Well-
Like, I mean, do
And
you
Nia.
see them legs that they both have? Like, their bodies are everything.
And Wes was like, "Oh, we got this. We're smarter than them.
This
We're,
has nothing to do
faster
with
than them."
that.
This has nothing to do with jumping over because you ain't gonna make it.
Okay.
Or dipping low.
Although we have seen
Pick it up
over
slow.
we have seen in previous seasons, though, people did find a way to jump over or do different things because it's a game that has come back from before. But I really feel as if there was no way for Teresa and Wes to win this. There was nothing they could have done. And it's so funny because Teresa's talking beforehand, being like, I'm bigger than, like, I'm smarter than she is. I'm stronger than she is. There's nothing she can beat me at.
I mean, she had to pump herself up.
Yeah, that's what I look at. I think she was just sitting there.
I mean, I would have been like, yeah, I got this.
I would have been saying the same thing if I was Teresa, but then I'm saying, was when she walked in and saw what it was. She was like, oh, except for this. Although Teresa really did hold her own, I will say.
She held it more than Wes. I was so disappointed, Wes. You really disappointed me.
Well, let's talk about
anymore?
round one.
Divorce.
Round one, we hear Teresa say, I'm just going to imagine that Nia is Nani. And Nia's talking about, I'm going to imagine that Teresa's Nani, so.
I forgot that Nia.
Girl, you would have been gone, honey.
I always forget that Nia and Teresa are buddies at this point. It's weird. It's like a weird friendship.
I just really wish Bananas and Nani went into this, because this would have been so epic to have Bananas versus Wes, Nani versus Teresa.
I agree.
Like, epic.
Yeah.
Totally
like challenge
epic.
history epic.
Like,
yeah.
And it just gets to a
that would
point.
give me some satisfaction in my life.
And my
Because
thing
I
is,
don't want them to picture the other person. I want them to actually be charging at that other person. Can you imagine, more so than Bananas and Wes running at each other? Oh my God,
But
Nani and Teresa.
oh my God.
I would have lost it. They would have probably been pulling each other's hair, pulling out that.
and we wouldn't have had any idea as to who could have won that. Like, at least when we went into this, we kind of felt like Leroy and Nia were going to win.
We saw previews that it was going to be a whole brawl, and we were like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, at least with that, it would have been equal.
So Wes gets hurt in this, so he tries to go down. Well, he falls down. He looked like one of them little puppet things when you push underneath it and be like,
He looked like Woody.
I had a really
Woody and Jesse.
No, Woody when the real people would come in, they'd be like,
he went down so quick. I was like, really, Wes?
I had a big problem with this though, and it wasn't with what Wes did. It was with Bananas and Nani and how they reacted.
Hell yeah.
Honestly,
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, when I really like Bananas and Nani, and I'm big supporters of theirs, he's literally lying there, and I know that you think he's faking it, but you just watch Leroy run at him, and you see that he just gets, he ducks for dear life, and then he's all out of it. Saying sucks to suck, and knowing you're on TV, and not just, thinking it in your own head, come on. You've been on this too many seasons.
You've been on it too many seasons to know that even if Wes was running against Teresa, and anything can happen in these situations.
We saw Cara Maria and her hand and a bunch of people.
These situations are real. You can really get injured. It's like a basketball player. Okay, everybody is concerned about these people. I don't care if you hate them or not. If someone is injured, you have to always take it serious.
Right, and you clapping over here that shows your character.
And then I was so surprised. I wasn't as surprised with Nani, but then when she turns to Bananas and is like, is that bad that I really think that this is funny? And he was like, no. I was like, yo, come on, man, grow up.
Karma's a bitch.
I really liked them too. I didn't like that play. I didn't think that was a good move. What?
She knows some tea.
I don't know tea.
Round two, Wes gets up again, and he says, you know what, I'm going to do this. I respect that.
Well, but this was the weird part. He goes, if I change my strategy, do you think you'll be able to take her out? And
what strategy did he change?
Yeah, he didn't. He really just hit the deck.
He was like,
I get being scared.
Well, did he say if I change my strategy or if we change our strategy? Because maybe our strategy was for Teresa to hold Nia back.
He said if I change my strategy, which he didn't, except looking a little worse.
He was wounded. So he goes down again.
Like an inchworm.
Nia versus Teresa. Teresa would not let go. She's pulling Nia back.
I don't understand. People were screaming at Nia being like, let go. But then people were also screaming at Teresa being like, let go.
I mean, it was clearly Teresa holding on to Nia because she was bringing Nia back to her entrance.
Yeah.
And then the fact that Nia got out of that and sprinted to get to the bell.
She's so freaking tall, though. All she really had to do was reach out her long arms.
I mean... Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to take it away from her. She really did it, but...
Nia and Leroy win. Jordan starts talking shit about Wes, just 34 hours ago, they thought they had everything.
And that's what bothered me about Jordan. You're a little flip-flop, okay? I know you were never on Wes's team, but, you and Johnny hate each other, and now you guys are like, oh, we're the big dogs.
All right.
Be, butt buddies,
To play devil's advocate, though. To play devil's advocate.
Okay,
were they not... Did Leroy not flip-flop also? The second Johnny's out of the house, now he's teamed with Wes, and now he's back teamed with Johnny. So
Well, no, because he was honest with Johnny throughout the whole thing.
He was, but then
and he wasn't.
flip-flop.
But he didn't. Also, wasn't going to put Bananas in a situation. He still had Bananas back, though.
You know what's so weird? I always feel like when we talk about these shows, we talk about the team names with the guy's name, which really bothers me because I feel like a lot of these women are really strong.
It don't bother me because
I just feel like we
they
do.
get carried. I mean, there's those women that do stand out, you know, like Diem, like.
I feel like
Tonight,
Sarah.
Nia, Teresa, and Sarah. To me,
That's what I'm
tonight.
saying. There's a lot of strong women left.
But
There is.
the drama.
I do it though. I'm like Leroy's team versus Banana's team, but I'm just thinking about it and I'm like,
Because
why is it like
when
that?
it comes down to the challenges, it's usually the men that we get more. Because I think the guys are more vets, so it's like I was way
That's
more
true.
excited to see Wes versus Johnny than the girls.
That's
Like
true.
I don't
Nia's
really
been 2
care.
seasons.
Teresa versus Nani, that would have been interesting just because they have beef, but it would have been more epic to see Bananas versus Wes.
Yeah.
See, I think Teresa versus Nani would be more epic, but I know what you're saying. I just turned this whole conversation into something else.
No,
I
but
mean, I get what you're
that's
saying, but it's just
interesting.
kind of natural for us because these guys have been in it so long. It's just like, you know, they carry the team in a way. I mean, they kind of
And it's usually
I don't know if they carry them though, because like think about socially. I just feel like they are the ones who are always making the decisions, which is why it was so crazy at the end to hear Sarah
Yeah.
completely like trump over Jordan.
Well, this is the thing.
well, she's
They'll-
also the vet though.
Yeah,
like,
she is.
this is the thing. They wouldn't be a team without their girls, like, pulling through and, you know, basically cleaning up the rest. Like, you know, but the guys, they put their foot out there, they do this, and then it takes the girl to, like, be like, all right, we got this.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you know, so at the end of the day, the girls, you know, they be doing their thing, so, hey.
Okay. So Nia still hates everyone. She doesn't trust anybody. Nia goes on an apology tour. She talks to Nani, apologizes to Jordan, but he doesn't believe her. And then we get to the first in history. This is the first ever on the challenges. A night challenge.
I'm shocked that they've never done it at night before. I guess it's just really dangerous. So.
Honestly, I would have shit in my pants.
The
Oh, yeah.
only thing is night is like when they do the finals,
I mean,
it
that's
goes
really
into the dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Shitting in
then
your pants? Yeah, not sexy.
they have to do night challenges, but this was like some different.
And also, it's probably really hard to film and like they're outside.
I can only imagine, like, I would be scared to be the filming guy, like, having to, like, get that angle.
And also for what they were doing, dropping above a highway, where I feel like nighttime is probably the best time to do that because.
Yeah, you know, I think it's what's crazy about this one.
daytime
Can't
accents.
even imagine.
I feel like I always talk about how I would do in these challenges, and who the fuck knows if I would even be able to last through a single one. But I feel like I would have done okay on this because I think I would just have been like, I am not falling. Like, I am not willing to fall because you heard even these men when they're like, like,
Bananas when he
are
fell.
you serious?
I mean-
like, pull it together.
I totally get that, but I have been on one of those ropes before, and my arm strength
Oh, yeah, me too.
sucks ass. So there'd be no way. I would just, first of all, height, okay? I was like getting that pit in my stomach just from watching
Yeah, where you
them.
like lose feeling in your feet.
Oh, hell yeah. I was like, no.
Yeah, but they hadn't. Like my thing is they
Hell
had
to the
knots
no.
in the rope, so it's kind of like there is a point where you can kind of
There weren't that many,
relax your
though.
hands.
Where?
No, but they were sliding down from knot to knot.
No, there wasn't. There was only one knot, and that was in the
No, there
end
was not
for
only
their
one
feet.
knot. There was where you started, and then there were 2 knots for each rope. One towards the beginning, and then one at the
Maybe, but
end.
I'm telling you, you need a lot of arm strength for that.
I know you do, but if you
Or
think about it
need to know how to
strategically,
climb ropes, which is with your legs a lot. Like,
but you're not climbing the ropes; you're sliding down the ropes, and so
Right.
it's all in your. To me, it's all in your head of using all of your hand strength, which I get that you do, but I think that there is a specific way for you to hold yourself up on that rope and get to that knot, because I feel like those knots were really important.
Yeah.
And I didn't see anyone talk about that or utilize
well,
that.
I know you're not climbing them, but like, have you ever gone and seen somebody climb a rope without their legs? Like, have you ever seen
Yeah.
that?
I
happen?
mean,
They
I've
just
tried to
arms
do
and
it.
They just like their legs be flailing. I
Yeah,
feel
that
like
shit
they
hard.
really didn't use their legs in the way that they needed to keep them from falling. Because yes, it's about your arm strength. But when your arm arms give out, it's your thighs that should like
But
close in on
imagine
the floor.
switching to another rope.
I know.
Oh, and you're just hanging there, and you're just like, ah.
But you know who impressed me? Jay. Like,
Yeah.
just seeing him, like, holding on one rope, like, no, Jenna, just grab it like this. I was like...
Jay, you really.
He was like a monkey in that moment.
Because
like,
Jenna
he was
has
like climbing from branch to branch or whatever. That was crazy.
Jenna has thick thighs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, long arms. So I figured she was going to do pretty well in this. So we get Jay and Jenna versus
Well, they did
Leroy and
pretty
Nia.
well. They almost won.
I was disappointed with Nia again.
I was just disappointed with this thing because to me it doesn't make sense. Like, so we get Leroy and Nia. Nia panics, she falls at the second rope.
Shame.
Jenna falls at the second rope, Jay falls at the third rope. Leroy makes it all the way down, rings the bell.
No, Jenna fell at the third rope, I think, because the team made it to the third
Oh wait, I'm sorry, she
rope.
got to the second rope, falls at the third rope. Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like probably Nia and Leroy didn't understand the rules.
No, they just didn't know how far anybody else went. I think they understood it. Here's the premise. You only go to as far as both of you go to, unless there's another couple that
Right.
only goes that far, and then it's about the one person that goes the furthest. Which, as I say it out loud, I get how complicated that sounds, but the point is, go as far as you can. Like, as a team, you need to get as far as you can. So the fact that Leroy went all 5 ropes, it really didn't matter because Nia dropped so early. So it didn't really
So
matter.
he should have just dropped.
No, well, if anybody else had dropped as early as she had, then it would have mattered, but nobody else did.
Sucks.
So Sarah
Which
Jordan
is why
versus...
it annoys me that she's always like, I'm the best competitor in this house. The last thing you jumped off of, and this one you did the worst of all the girls. So, like...
Yeah, girl, I can't help you with that one.
And I hate it. People keep saying I'm ripping on Nia, but like, come on, if you're going to call yourself a fierce competitor, yes, you can run at somebody and house them. You're 6 feet tall. But can you actually, do you have any strength? Are you actually hitting the gym? Like,
Bam. Oh, all right, Roxy coming out.
Oh, funny.
Sarah and Jordan versus
Sorry.
Bananas and Nani.
It's okay.
I feel bad.
Jordan fell... Oh, so Sarah falls first at the third rope. Jordan falls shortly after.
Sorry, Jordan!
Bananas and Nani, I thought they had really good communication at first. Bananas is kind of guiding Nani from each rope. He falls on the second rope.
He does a great job with her, and we just figured that out even more tonight when we see her direct to camera being like, when he's not there with me, I can't do it. Like, she just needs
Of
him.
course she can.
Yeah, she needs
She
him.
fell off right after. That was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Right. Bye, girl.
She really needs him talking her along.
Bye, girl.
Bye,
That
Felicia.
shows what a strong person to have Bananas on your team is, you know, how much stronger your team is, because he
Of
really
course.
figures out each person he's with and, like, figures out a way to work with them.
Of course, and that's why I felt like Nani needed to shut her mouth when her and Nia were going at it, and she was just like, I'm the shit, and it's like, girl.
Nicolette, if
Goodbye.
somebody said that you were a cum-guzzling slut, are you going to be quiet? No.
No, I'm talking about being a competitor. Nani was bragging about, like, we're here, like, girl,
And they're
try to do it by yourself.
and they're saying how hard it was to be in exiles because they were living in tents and they couldn't shower. I loved that.
So Leroy and Nia, lowest score, they're going to go into the dome. The power couple is Sarah and Jordan. Banana feels
I mean,
he's safe.
okay, wait.
He's safe. He's like,
tucked
oh, I'm
in, warm,
Gucci,
had some
like,
warm milk and cookies.
yeah.
Before we say that,
Sitting there now, warm milk, honey.
wait, before we talk about the decision we made, I have to say
Hot
this
chocolate
again.
and cocoa.
Okay. I have to say this again. I know I mention it.
The after hours delusion
Done with
right
you.
now.
I'm done. I know I mention this every single week with Jordan, but I can't. This competition is about holding on to ropes, and he wins, and he has one hand.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
come on. That it's unbelievable. I'm sorry.
For real, though.
Like, I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, individually he wouldn't have won, but the fact is, as a team, they're still that strong. And you heard him before. He's like, I literally don't know what I'm going to do with this. He doesn't usually use that as an excuse. He's like, I guess I'm going to have to wrap it or whatever. The dude has one freaking hand, like, and then they won. I just think it's amazing.
Yeah,
Right.
it really
It's
is
incredible.
crazy.
Crazy.
All right, now we can talk about what they did.
Banana feels like Jordan and Sarah will never pick them. And so as TJ announces...
All right, but keep in mind, he said that afterwards in his direct-to-camera. He knew what had just happened.
What?
He knew that he had already been gotten thrown in, and then he goes and does his dirt to camera.
But he's saying
Bananas
that
makes really good TV. We know that.
Roxy, what are you talking about? As they were sitting there looking at Sarah and
I love
Jordan,
the fact that TJ was like, "You have to pick right
now." You saw Nani and what's his name, Bananas were back there like
chilling, like.
And then she starts going into, what did she say?
Jordan,
she said,
he's saying no, and she's saying yes.
Well, I've been in the competition for many years, and I've had this happen to me, and so since it's worked so well for my competitors, I'm going to. And as soon as she starts saying that, you see what's his name, Bananas in the back, and Nani like.
And my thing is, Sarah, you go, girl, because you know what? At least he was keeping it real, because the last, you guys said it in Naya and Leroy, and now, you know what?
And it's good. I would have been mad at Sarah, though, Rock, before, because I know you're going to play devil's advocate. I would have been mad at Sarah
if she threw in
Jay and Jenna, because you just sat there and didn't say that Naya's being put up there because she quit. You sat up there and said, because I want to win money, so I put two good people against each other. Exactly. So if you don't put Bananas in there against Leroy and Naya, you're saying that you're playing a game, which is fine and fair, but don't sit up here talking about, I'm just here to win money. Like, you're playing the game, too, and I get it. I get the game.
And she here to win, honey.
But if you're here to win, you have to put Bananas in there.
I agree.
That was a bomb. Though.
I agree with you guys, and I just think that there's more to it than that, though. So I think that ultimately she made the right decision for this game. I think that because she is guaranteed, the two of them have guaranteed themselves a spot in this challenge. They are going to win either $50, $150, or $250,000, whatever it is, because we know the two of them will finish the challenge. So it's the difference between first, second, and third place at this point. Now, putting Jay and Jenna in guarantees Jay and Jenna, I'm sorry, I just believe this, Jay and Jenna would get last place. So that would mean she's either going to be first or second place.
True.
So doing that in this game is smart, because she's going to, without a doubt, now win either first or second place if Jay and Jenna were to win at this point.
Now,
okay, if you look at this, though, as the fact that this is her 8th challenge, I think, and she will come back again, and she will never be able to work with Bananas. She will never be able to work with Nani. She's not going to be able to work with Leroy. Like, I just think that everybody is going to hold this against her. Now Naya's going to hold it against her. She's screwing herself in the future. Now, I still think she made the right decision. I'm just saying it's going to have consequences.
See, I don't think she screwed herself, because here's the thing. At the end of the day, this is a competition. She's lost 8 seasons because she was playing fair. She was playing the good guy. She didn't want to, like she was saying, I've played, the nice guy, and look where that got me, Now she finally steps up, plays the game smarter than the guys who've been playing the game and been screwing her over and been winning.
And she's like, fuck you.
And I think, yes, next season when she goes in, is Bananas going to remember that, forget that? Of course. But Bananas been fucked over by people before, and he's worked with them before. And Sarah is smart enough to know how to position herself. I do believe that Sarah will be smart enough in future endeavors to position herself to where Bananas will have to work with her.
The other thing is, I am 99% positive that if Bananas and Nani had won this, they would have thrown in Jordan and Sarah.
Oh,
no.
I do.
Really? I think they would have thrown in Jay and Jenna.
I really don't.
Really?
I really think they would.
Only reason I don't think that...
I don't think so.
Only reason I don't think that, and I'm with you, Roxy, is because what's his name? Bananas made that one comment. Normally, like I didn't hear that this episode, but this episode he laid in the bed. He said, "Oh, they just want to hear, I just want to compete against all the top competitors."
Yeah.
Like, and the way he said it just seemed like he thought that was such bullshit at this point.
Well, and that's why I feel like they would have just thrown in Jay and Jenna.
Does anybody have
No, because he's saying in his mind, like, I don't care about going against the top people.
And then this is my thing. I want your all's opinion. Do you guys think that Jay and Jenna deserve a spot in the final, or do you really think that they really just rode their way to the final?
Both. I think that they rode their way to the final, but also at the same time, I think that they've never given up. They've always tried. They've always, tried to put their best foot forward. They played the game.
It's not like they came in last in every single time, or they would have been in the dome every time. So yes, I think that they rode their way, the best of the riders. You know what I mean? Like, of the people who were riding, they rode best. But do I think that they deserve to be there more than the other 3 teams? No. I think that they deserve to be there the 4th amount, especially because both of them are rookies, too.
I mean, but they were what was it called? They were the team winners at one point, too.
My bigger question to you guys. What are you doing over there?
Trying to fix this.
Making a ruckus.
My bigger question to you guys would be, do you think it's fair that this team, one person clearly wants to vote one team in and the other wants to vote the other in, and Sarah wins? Like, we didn't see that decision process. Why didn't Jordan get to throw on the team he wanted? Why did Sarah get to throw on the
I would
team she
hope
wanted?
that they would have allowed Sarah to have picked that because she's the vet. Period.
Who's
Point
they?
blank.
MTV?
The producers or whatever.
Oh.
2, I would think that at this point it gets to the point of Jordan, and I also wonder if that was fake. If they were playing that up to the part of like one person, like they were having trouble deciding or whatnot.
Sarah wouldn't do that. That would just make Jordan look so good. But because now Jordan's gonna.
We don't know what the end game is.
Sarah didn't give a fuck. She was
This
like,
whole thing was.
oh well.
She did. No, she cared.
This whole thing was written out. You saw this. She said they were gonna play to Wes's thing, and then they were gonna play Banana. Like this was all a part of their plan.
I just really don't think at the end. I think that it's something happened that we didn't see, because in what world does Jordan bow down to Sarah and say, "Yeah, okay, you can make this decision"? If he really didn't want them to go in, I feel like he would have been able to stop it some way, but he couldn't.
But he didn't.
And
they're going to the dome,
They're
baby.
fighting. When they're fighting at the end, they're not saying, "Sarah, Jordan, come on." They're both looking at Sarah, being like, Sarah, don't do this." What actually happened there that Sarah got to choose?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I loved it. Go Sarah.
Go Sarah.
Go Sarah, go Sarah, go.
And on that note, let's head to predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV prediction.
Well, Sarah gonna feel it next week because Bananas.
Norway.
Well, beyond that, Bananas and Naya start ripping Sarah apart, talking about you dumb bitch. Like
She was crying
so
so
salty.
much.
You know what, Sarah girl, keep it in there strong. And we see the next dome challenge is the Exes, where they have to pull it. And this is my only reason why I really think
Where what?
where they
have to pull it out of the other person's hand.
the X thing.
Oh,
And so this is why I
didn't even-
think Naya and Leroy are gonna win, is because Naya and Nani, like Naya's going to rip the fuck out of.
I don't know.
thing.
Nani's got some cattiness.
Nani does have cattiness, but I think not.
She
Here's the
has
thing.
cattiness to pull hair and scratch people. Okay.
Which Naya's the same way, but I think Naya has more of
that-
a fire in her right in this moment. In this exact moment, Naya's just like, fuck everybody in here.
Yeah.
Like, fuck
really
you,
felt
you
myself.
dumb little...
I was like, she has that.
She kind of always has that fuck you thing. But to me, it's gonna come more down because
Leroy.
Yeah. Here's the deal. Leroy has a different side of him this season that I haven't seen in any of the other seasons. And typically, we've seen Bananas beat Leroy a lot, but I don't think Bananas is beating Leroy anymore.
Leroy
Them
got
lats
that
on Leroy, I'm
lean,
looking like-
right. He got that lean, honey. That lean body just gonna be like, woo, 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 woo.
Yeah.
Like doing some tricks that we
Yeah,
don't
but
even
also
know.
at the same time, I was looking at Bananas tonight, and I'm like, Bananas is a beast.
I'm just
Right.
bummed because
Like, he's big.
how
I'm just rooting on
awesome.
the girls. I think Naya's gonna take it.
I
hope so.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so torn. I just think it would be amazing if we saw Jordan and Sarah, Leroy and Naya, and Bananas and Nani as those 3 final teams, because then the challenge would be so fierce.
Yeah.
Like throwing Jay and Jenna in there, because Jay and Jenna now are going to
It's
their
gonna
2
be
teams.
funny watching Jay and Jenna in the
It
That's true.
challenge, because they're gonna be like, "What do we do with this?" And then he's gonna, "Come on, Jenna!" Like, it's gonna be fucking cute. I love it.
But they're gonna get 3rd place. Leroy
Yeah.
and Niall get 2nd, and then Sarah and Jordan are gonna win.
You think?
That's my prediction.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my official prediction.
I mean,
and it's going down in Norway,
Have I
which is
not
so
said?
random.
I've said this the whole time, because of his fricking mustache. Winners grow mustaches. It makes them have confidence in weird ways. I know he's going places.
Should I come in next season with that mustache?
Oh, please don't ever. I will.
Hello, Roxy.
Talking about Jordan's
What's
mustache.
going on?
Don't you ever grow out that little mustache. I will seriously, personally buzz it off myself.
Well, on that note, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Tweet us. Let us know, who do you think are going to be the top 3 teams
Yeah.
competing in the final challenge. You can tweet me at DJ Jesse J.
At Since They Don't Play.
At Roxy Striar.
Until next week, same time, same place.
Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.